Hi guys,
welcome back to Girls, the
guys,
gossip podcast hosted by yours truly, Aoife.
and Josh.
Let's get it started.
So, in honor of me just getting back from Amsterdam, I thought we would talk about stuff that you don't see on the French trip, stuff that social media doesn't get to see, maybe the private story, but mainly social media doesn't get to see. So, no time like the present. I got back from Amsterdam, and I like Amsterdam is my favorite place in the entire world. That was my second time going. I will be back for sure. Like I adore that place. Have you been?
No,
You need to go.
it's
We
on my
need to
bucket
go.
list.
Yeah, we are going. Like it is. The thing about Dam is people say it's all drugs and sex and it's got this reputation.
Scandalous.
Oh yeah, it is. But it's also quite a nice fucking city underneath. Like there are prozzies, as you see. There are loads of sex stuff, but do you know what? Like it adds to the culture. So I went with a girl from work who I'm really close with, and I side note here, I've never smoked. I don't know what we can say in case we get shadow banned, but
If you know, put two and two together, Amsterdam smoke.
and smoking, right? I've never done that in this country. Like I've never done it. It's not something that really appeals to me. If you do it, fair play. I see why you do it now. But when we went, so I went a couple of years ago, and it was me, Molly, and our other friend Molly. We did edibles and we smoked it. I literally can tell you something now. I barely felt a thing. I felt a little bit, but not too much. So on the Monday, me and I think she'll be annoyed if I mention her name, so I'll just say M. Me and M went to go to Bulldog, which, if you don't know, it's like a string of cafes in Amsterdam. So it's illegal to smoke on the street, but you can go into like a bar, coffee shop, and smoke it and eat it there, basically. But you need ID to go in, so it's like entering a club. So on the first day, bear in mind this is Monday morning, we got there Sunday at like 11 p.m. We got there. First thing he did, went straight to Bulldog, had an edible. So I had like this lemon cupcake, had this like chocolatey one. I genuinely, hand on heart, was like, we need another one. I can't feel anything. Bearing in mind, we didn't eat and we were like vaping as well. So doesn't help the situation. We've ate and I was like, oh, let's get another one. Like, let's get another. So we've gone and Em was like, oh, I really want to get like a mattress. So we're walking along the street. And at first I didn't feel anything. And then I've like sat down and like you can see it in your eyes, you know, the red eyes poking out a little bit. Everything's fine. We go into this mattress shop and it hit me like a sack of shit. Like it literally just hit me. I went as white as a sheet. I have got a video. I might let you put it in. I'll have a little think. And I'm sat there in the street and I'm like contemplating life. So I pulled a whitey on the first day of being in Dam. I had to go into the shop, ask for like a bag, and I had to go down the side street of Amsterdam where I was chundering, like trying to puke into this bag, try and get it out of my system because graphic, but you know, you can feel it at the back of your throat, but nothing was coming out. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, nothing's coming out. I feel like shit. Like, other than feeling sick, it was honestly the best feeling in the world. I can see why people do it now. It was so nice. I did feel a little bit like, the only way I can explain it, it had an impact on me where I felt like Wreck-It Ralph. I was in a coat, right? And I just felt like my arms like that and my hands like, like that. So I was walking on the street, sit down, like that, because I felt like I was Wreck-It Ralph. You know, imaginable thinking, yeah. We then went to this, like, it's called Moco Museum. I think they've got one in like Barcelona stuff. It's like a lights museum. I've got a video. We're walking through and I'm like, that's the girl from the week. I look absolutely out of it. We lasted 10 minutes because my friend Em was throwing up as well. It was that bad.
Is that because you just did too much?
We went way too quick, way too soon.
Yeah.
Like we didn't eat. We smoked, ate, and didn't and vaped and didn't eat anything else for that whole day. We then like get back to the apartment and genuinely like I know when people are like, oh, I've got the munchies. It's a term that I've never really been like, what on earth are you talking about? You're just smoking something. How did you get the munchies? Girl, oh my god. We were back at the hotel. We slept for like 4 hours, had a nap. I've never I literally remember just sitting at the end of the bed being like, this is the best Mackey's I've ever had. It's fucking horrible. But I scrammed that Mackey's like it was my last meal on
That
earth.
McDonald's must be
The
like out of business
best.
on food.
Honestly,
They must be.
oh my God. And they've got one right by Bulldog, so they know exactly
They know
what
what
they're
they're
doing.
doing. They've been
They're
strategic
smart,
there.
you know. But honestly, it was so funny between that, like catching some swingers in the act and playing knock door run on their door.
Best game to do.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. We get to the hotel. This was like, I think it was the Monday night, but anyway, I think it's still in our system at this point. We walk out the lift and I was like, I'm hearing noises, like sex noises. And she was like, no, you're not. And I thought, is it just me being high, imagining it? We walk out of the lift. I was like, no, that is pure fucking sex noises. And the hotel that we went to was suggested by another worker. So we were convinced she told us and we booked a swingers hotel. We genuinely think we booked a couples and swingers hotel because there was some questionable stuff in the room. There was some questionable stuff all going about the hotel. And then we stood there. I've got a video of it actually. I will put this one in, maybe. And you can literally hear them going at it. And it was literally the first thing that we could hear. So I obviously, as you do, knocked over and did cop block him, poor bloke. But like, if you are ever thinking we need to go, like Amsterdam is my favourite place.
It's on my bucket list, and I think it's the one place where I would do like an because I feel like if you're going to Amsterdam, that you have to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's under their like rules of being there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I remember telling my parents who were like very anti against that kind of thing about it, and I was like, I don't know how to tell them because they're gonna know. And I got back, and the first thing they were like, my mum was like, "Did you have any of the ganja?" Like, I was like, "No one's called it that since 1984."
My mum says the same.
You know what I mean? But like, they were like, "Listen, like,
no, my mum calls it wacky backy."
Wacky backy. So like, I would never do it in this country at all. But like in over there, it is honestly the best thing. I mean, smoking it is the most disgusting thing in the world.
I'd rather an edible.
Oh, a million percent.
Smell.
It's vile. Like it's absolutely vile. You smell it everywhere you go. And the way that they sell it is like you cannot get your breath around it. This one guy had a joint and literally come out to like there. It was like a long tube just doing it. I was like, how on earth that man is bonfire night, but like it is honestly the best place on earth. I absolutely love it. We're gonna go. We'll vlog it.
We definitely have to go. Yeah. Leading on to stories now that are not so funny, and especially not funny to me.
Okay.
So it must have been 2 years ago now. I went to Tenerife. Honestly, I don't go anywhere else than Tenerife. But went to Tenerife with my family, and we were staying in a 5-star hotel. So obviously, we do that. We only stay in 5-star hotels. And the chain hotel was called Bahia Principe, and we stayed in this same chain when we were in Dominican Republic. So we kind of knew what we were going to be expecting and whatnot. And there was 2 like resorts almost. They were right next to each other, connected, but one was more modern, and then the other one was quite like Spanish vibe. Like even the outside of the rooms, they all looked very Spanishy.
Mm-hmm.
So and we were there for 2 weeks. So first week went fine, absolutely everything was okay. And then the second week, the wildfires started. I don't know if you've seen them in Tenerife. All the wildfires all over the island. Like we didn't even know if we were going to be able to go home. But these wildfires meant that all the hotels in the area had to limit their use on water. So obviously, the bed sheets were washed a lot less because of the fact they couldn't keep using all the water and whatnot. And this holiday, my ex was supposed to be coming on, so the room I was supposed to be in was just a double bed, and obviously that ended up my mum had to then come into my room, and we shuffled it all around. But it meant that obviously we requested like a single bed to be put in the room, but it was just like one of those like pull-out beds.
Yeah.
So second week comes and I sat on my sunbed and I noticed I had like a few odd bites on my arm, and I thought me being with my Irish skin and whatever, I thought it was probably just mosquito bites. But like my aunt is terrible for mosquito bites, and when we looked, these did not look like mosquito bites. They were smaller, and they were almost like collected together. So whenever I'd have one, there'd be two next to it. They weren't just randomly dotted. They were all had collections. And then like I started to feel really, really ill. The more of these bites appeared, the worse I felt. I literally couldn't even get out of bed. I felt so ill. And so we spoke to the hotel staff. We were going to get a doctor to come out, and they were like, "We recommend bed rest." Da, 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 da. And then we kept finding these bugs in the room, and we thought they were just like not just normal bugs. And so I took a picture of one, and then just spur of the moment, I had a feeling come over me to Google bed bug, and I swear to God, this thing looked exactly like a bed bug, and the bites exactly like a bed bug bites. Like that's a signature of bed bugs; they will collect together. And so we thought, dear God, where are these? Because like the first week I've been fine, so it can't be the bed or anything. So we're thinking, where does it come from? We've ripped the sheets off the mattress. The mattress is like infestated with these bed bugs. And it's because they obviously attract to damp, and because of the bed sheets not being washed and not dried properly, they've been put back on the bed. And I don't know where they store this pull-out bed, whether it's like a damp area or whatever. And there's the hotel staff recommending me bed rest. So you're recommending me to just be in the bed
thing
with
that's
them.
caused it.
Had a whole hoo-ha with the hotel. They refused to accept accountability for it. They got an exterminator to come out. We went up to the room to go and see how this guy was getting on, and it was just a worker with a steamer. Like it wasn't an exterminator, and he was literally just airy fairy flapping it about the place. Like it wasn't. So then my uncles ended up taking it off him and said, "Look," and then he literally the suitcases, you know, like the rubber bits that goes on the suitcase around that. He was pulling all of that out, steaming all in it because they can. And we were not bringing those things home with us because if we bring them home, we'd never get rid of them. And then, so what it was, we went to the hotel. They refused to do anything. We spoke to our TUI rep, and the TUI rep was like really apologetic, and they tried to sort it out this, that, and the other. We ended up getting cash back from TUI from it, and I was like, guys, sorry, I'm taking this cash. I was already down because of the fact my ex didn't come, and I had to pay his part, so I was already down money. And I thought, I'm the one that's been bitten here. I deserve the money.
Absolutely.
And the hotel, they literally offered to let us use their laundrette. That was it, to wash our stuff. So everything had to be washed. My poor Teddy, Snowy, who is literally on his last legs, had to be washed. I thought, this guy's going to come out with no head on. He's literally got that flimsy. I thought, he's not going to make it through this washing cycle. Do you know what I mean? And then they moved us to another room, and I wouldn't mind. There was a whole mess up on the hotel's end in what rooms we were in. So we were supposed to be in junior suites, and they just put us in normal suites. So we got suites. Yeah. So when they moved us to another room, they put us in a junior suite. We seen exactly what we were supposed to have. So much nicer than the shithole they'd put us in. Oh my God. And we were on like the 6th floor as well. And then washed all the stuff, whatever. I had to wear Aiden's clothes. So, and bearing in mind, he's a lot bigger than me. So I literally was walking around for the last like 3-4 days of my holiday looking at Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I was gonna say
And then
that.
when I got home, I left my suitcase outside for a week because I was, and now when I go away, like when we went to Tenerife, like us three, when I swear to God, when me and Molly got to our hotel room, I left the suitcases in the corridor, and I brought the what are those wipes called? And they use the Milton. I brought a pack of Milton wipes and disinfectant with me, and I cleaned everything before we even stepped foot in that room. And I've got such bad PTSD
I'm not
from these bed
surprised.
bugs. Honestly, I'll put a photo in of all my. I literally was covered, and it wasn't even that. I was so self-conscious going around the pool because everyone kept pointing at me and staring, and I'm like, and I was walking around with a hoodie on in the middle of
In
summer.
Tenerife.
It was like 38 degrees. I was in a hoodie because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go in the pool. Didn't want to do anything. So it ruined my holiday.
Yeah. Well, we won't be going back to that hotel.
No, I boycott that hotel. That's what I've done. We went straight on TripAdvisor.
As you should.
But when we went on to TripAdvisor, we went right down. What did we find? We weren't the only people that had a bed bug problem. There was a pregnant woman that had a bed bug problem.
5-star hotel as well.
I know.
Awful. Honestly, doesn't surprise me though, to be fair. Well, on a drastically different note, I am going to tell you
Oh God,
about.
I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like fireworks going off.
Yeah, we are not in like
Everywhere.
Afghanistan right now.
No,
we
they
are
might
like
think that we've just been shot up or something.
bonfire
We're not.
night. It's Beyonce. We didn't say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Beyonce.
But on a drastically different note now, I'm going to tell you about when I went to Prague last month and how I met the one that got away by Katy Perry, Alexa Player. No, don't literally. But I thought she was going to then. So me and my friend Keely went to Prague last month, and genuinely, it was honestly like my favourite place on earth. Other than Amsterdam, I literally just said that about Amsterdam. She's second. She's close
What
second.
about Manchester?
Oh, but she's this country. She's favourite in this country.
Oh, right.
Abroad, yeah, it would go like damn, then Prague, right? So we went to Prague and genuinely had like a really good time. Then on the Friday night, so we went there Wednesday to Sunday, right? On the Friday night, we're like, do you know what? We want to go out. So we've had a few drinks, we're getting ready. If I have a photo, I will show you. That night, just to preface a bit of context before I tell you the story, I had 17 different drinks because I took a photo and sent it to Molly, and she was like, Josh, I've just counted 17 different drinks that you've got on this bedside table. So me and Keely end up going to this place called Friends, which is a gay club, right? And basically, long story short, what happened was Keely was in the toilet, and it weren't like over here in gay clubs where it's like gender neutral toilets. They were separate. So I was stood outside the toilet waiting for Keely.
They're behind the times.
Yeah, they're a bit backwards, but we'll let them catch up. So as I'm waiting for Keely, we're going to call him Honda Civic. You knew I was going to mention that. So Honda Civic has like come up to me and gone like, like basically like hit on me and was like, blah 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 blah, asking where I'm from, like saying that I look like really nice. I was telling someone I don't know, but no, like it was like we just had like a really brief conversation, and then one of his friends went to the bar. So he went to the bar with her. This club was tiny, like genuinely, I'd say probably like 4 times the size of what we're sat in right now. It's not that big, right? So basically, me and Keely go out for a smoke, and the smoking area was literally like to get into this club, you go down the stairs. It's a bit like, glam.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
And that's small.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably double glam, probably that actually. So the smoking area was on the high street where it was. So we obviously had to go back up the stairs, and we were on the high street. As me and Keely have had a smoke, we've walked back down the stairs, and he was sat in like a booth right next to the stairs, and he's like called me over and was like, "Hello, you all right again?" And I was like, "Oh, hello again." Keely thought I knew this guy. I was like, "Keely, we've been in Prague the same amount of time. How would I know this guy before?" So me and him are having a conversation. We're getting on like really well, right? And at first, like, despite literally like a language barrier, a culture barrier, and like not being able to hear someone in a club, the conversations we were having, you would lose your breath over like all of the different barriers. But we were really like getting on stuff like that. One funny moment was we talk about music, right? And he was just talking about like British things that he likes in it, because I feel like whenever you go like abroad, they do have like a fascination with British people,
yeah.
like we do with them technically. And he was like, "Oh, I love a deli," and I was like, "What, Greg's?" Like, I went, "What, Greg's?" And he looked at me really weird, and I was like, "What do you mean a deli?" Like, I thought you meant like a deli, like a deli counter. I was like, "What? Do you mean Greg's, like a sausage roll?" He went, "No, a deli, like rolling in the deep." He meant a Adele. So this whole time, I was sitting there going, Greg's, yeah, Greg's.
Sausage roll.
Yeah, sausage roll. So, no, wrong in the deep. So I was like, oh, bless him. So then, like, me and him are really getting on and stuff like that. And then ended up exchanging in, a few kisses, as one does when you're exploring abroad. I was tasting the local cuisine, okay? Can't blame a guy for that. Yeah, no pun intended. So, like, we were like really getting on, and then basically my friend met another girl out there, so we were just
If that's what you call it.
I don't want to say it. She's going to kill me. Going to kill me for saying this. So, Keely met someone.
Keely, honestly.
Honestly. Oh my God. So, the thing is, she keeps trying to forget me, and I won't let her forget it.
Yeah,
Every time. I'm not there for her. So, me and like Keely are like simultaneously met someone, like getting to know them and stuff like that. And then there was this whole miscommunication. So we were sat in a booth at the back, right? And then about like 20 minutes later, Keely and them come and sit like next to us, right? There was this really awkward encounter. I'm not going to go into it. And then basically what happened was Keely said to me that they were going to go back to the girls' house, right? So I was sat next to Honda Civic, and I remember like just having a conversation with him, and I was like, I feel really nervous because the hotel that we were staying in wasn't bad, like it was nice, but it was quite old fashioned and quite like derelict. And I was like, I do not want to be sleeping in here on my ones, like, do not want to be doing that. So he was sat next to me, and I was just basically telling him about that. And he was like, well, if you want, I can come and stay with you. I thought, yeah, but you want to. But no, like, genuinely, when I tell you that, like, the thought of that didn't even cross my mind. Like, we were getting on really well. And I was like, do you know what? I've had a good night. Like, leave it at that. So anyway, he offered to come, and I was like, yeah, sound, whatever. So me and him walk back to our hotel. This is like, I'd say a 15-minute walk away from the club. So me and him are watching Gavin and Stacey, and I'm explaining everything to him. And, you know, as you do when you're in a hotel room. And then I get a text off of Keely. So I'm spamming Keely's phone, being like, where are you? Like, where have you gone?
Yeah.
Where are you? And then she was like, well, I'm on my way back. And I was like, but Keely, you told me that you were going to this person's house. Like, I need to know where you are. Like, put your location on so I know exactly where you are. This girl could live the other side of Prague. She could live not even in Prague. Like, I don't know where you are. Put your location on. So Keely like calls me as we're like together, laying in my bed, me and Honda Civic. And I've had to like awkwardly kick him out because Keely's got back to the hotel room. Keely was that pissed, bless her. She didn't get back to hers. She was still in the bar. So this whole time, while I was sat watching Gavin and Stacey in bed with a boy from Prague, I could have literally just stayed in the club with her. So she's come back. And later I found out, she was like, where's my Monzo? Where's my Monzo? We get a text message the next day from that girl. It was found in her bra. Keely, I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't want to know. Alright? This Monzo card was in this girl's bra. She found the next day. When I tell you, I wake up the next morning, like open my eyes to see Keely with a bottle of water pouring it over my head. We're both still drunk, by the way, with how drunk we were. And she's like, I need to wash away my sins. I need to wash away my sins. And she's like in bed going, I can't, but like I've never seen someone with such bad anxiety. It was honestly the most funniest night ever. And what happens in Prague, I would say stays in Prague, but no, it's on the internet. Yeah. So you're welcome.
Well, for the shits and giggles.
It is what it is.
And as we say, for the shits and giggles, my next one will be. Me and Mal had a bit of an obsession with Beavo, right? We just thought he was really funny, and we just like, and we noticed he was doing a club appearance in Wolverhampton.
Of course he was.
So, and it was on a random like Friday night, and we thought, why not? Let's just go. So we went up, made like a night of it. We got a hotel, stayed over, really pampered ourselves. And then, so we went to Slug and Lettuce before it because it was too early to go to Pop World. Because there was, bearing in mind, we got there at maybe like 10:30 and there was still no one in there. And Bevo wasn't there yet. But we went to Slug and Lettuce, and we were sat outside and we were just having cocktails, whatever. I think Molly had ordered some like strawberry daiquiri thing. Whatever she's done, there was these lads that were just having like a play fight in the smoking area outside. But like the smoking area and like the seating area were all one. So like obviously we could see what like they were in the smoking area, we could see them. from our table. We were like, what is going on over there? And in the process of doing that, Molly has managed to knock her strawberry daiquiri all over herself. Bearing in mind, she's in cream trousers.
Oh no.
So we've gone to the toilet. I've told her to strip. So she's stood in a cubicle with no trousers on, and I'm there at the sink trying to scrub with the soap, like the little dispenser soap, and scrub all this strawberry daiquiri off. I actually did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
And then so she put them on. And obviously then we've gone round to Pop World and there's no sign of Beavo, and we thought, have we been stood up here? Is he not coming? So we were at the bar, there was no one in there, which made it even worse. I think we were one of 5 people. The toilets were grim.
Shock.
And then we were stood outside and then all we heard was this screaming. So we've come back in and Beavo has arrived. We were very impressed. And he had like a queue of people to like go and get photos with him, but you had to pay. But we just like kind of joined the end of the queue, and then no one asked us if we paid. And when we ended up getting a photo with him, and then he did his set, and he was just, it was honestly, you had to be there to see it. He just started singing, and all these people were like, yeah. And then someone dashed a glass bottle.
I was going to ask him.
Someone dashed a glass bottle, and then all of this stuff just kept getting chucked in then. And yeah.
Like a
we ended the night with the Pepes and then went home, back to our hotel room, had a cracking night, and then we had breakfast the next day.
Stan, love that. Would it be better if Beavo went back with you?
I don't know.
For the plot. Giving Luke Bennett and Heidi.
Yeah, maybe not.
We don't talk about that.
No.
So, I think that, like, when people say, like, breaks away or holidays or whatnot make or break friendships, that is honestly the most true statement I've ever come across. Like, I feel like I know in my head, for example, that our friendship is actually a decent one because we went away together and there was not a row or there weren't a disagreement, and look at us now. So, like, I do think they can make or break friendships.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think, like, it is interesting to talk about what are your boundaries with friendships, because I feel like we might have touched on relationships, maybe. If we haven't, we probably will.
Like love.
Yeah.
Relationships, not
friendships. Loving the little sign language there.
I don't know what the sign language is. I'll learn that for the next one.
So, I want to know, like, what are some of your friendship boundaries?
I think some of mine are not. This one's a big one for me. Is not trauma dumping on someone without knowing if they've also got stuff going on. Because I'm someone like, I've had phases in my life where I've had so much going on that I can't handle someone else's dump on top of mine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then there's other times where, you know what, I've got nothing going on. I'm more than happy to listen. But I feel like it almost shows that you're a bad friend if you had so much going on and I'm there moaning about something that's happened with me. I'd be a bad friend if I didn't know that you had stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? So no, you know what? It's not the right time for me to start shitting on your parade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's definitely a big one for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, the main one for me is, like, jealousy within friendships. And the second that I get a hint that you are, like, acting different and jealousy and stuff like that, I will literally cut you off because I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
100%.
Like, I feel like we've all been in a friendship where, without trying to sound conceited, like, you know that person is jealous of what you've got and the way that they act. And it's the same as, like, when they can't be happy for you, when they tell you when you tell them good news or something like that, or, like, vice versa, like, they're not aggy about a situation that you've been through. Like, they don't have that emotional attachment. Like, I'm not saying go and murder the boy that's just hurt me, but I want you to actually, like, feel some empathy about my situation the same way I would about yours. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And, like, jealousy is the main one for me because I've been in friendships in the past where it's like, where, you know, when it's like a situation where, I don't know, like, you've got with someone in, like, a club or something, or I don't know. That's just the first example that comes to my head. And, like, I wonder why. So, like, and, like, they didn't. So they pretend that they didn't see that situation and they get aggy and stuff like that. Like, flying off the handle, that for me is such like a boundary that if you cross it, I'm gonna cut you off or at least address it with you because I feel like being like a good friend, you need to actually like
Yeah,
have some
100%.
empathy towards their situation. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because you'd want them to feel that way about you. So why would you not want to do that? All right, Jeremy, calm down.
I think another one for me is like when it's clear that a friend is just using me.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
like I've been friends with people like that I used to work with, and it was very apparent that because I drove and stuff like this, they very much would only invite me to do things with other people because they wanted me to drive there. And I'm
yeah,
thinking, but if I didn't drive, would you still have invited me? Probably not. And it really
make you feel
annoys me
unwanted.
because I'm like, you're not going to give me any petrol. Do you know what I mean? You're probably gonna leave loads of shit in my car. You're not gonna like do anything that's gonna benefit me. So why should I waste my mileage and my petrol to take you somewhere? It just not like I have friends that don't drive, but the difference is if we go somewhere, they'll either pay for parking or
Yeah,
pay for our food or something that balances out the money I'd be losing on like petrol and stuff like
yeah,
that. And that's where I'm like, you know what, I'm happy with that. Like that's a
hmm
good deal.
yeah.
But for people that it's very obvious you're just using, can't stand it.
Frustrating. Like my other one is like time and using your time in the sense of like I cannot stand for the life of me. Like I am petty about this, and it's a little thing that I am petty about is I don't like if you don't make plans with me and I feel like I'm the only one that's making plans. That really annoys me. And the second that I get friends that don't reciprocate that energy, you're gone. Like, in the sense of like they don't respect your time. Like in the sense of like, listen, I am prone for being late. We all know that I was late here. But like in the sense of like I personally don't like if it feels like I'm the one who's always asking to like meet up and do that. The second I get the hint that you're bad at that, then go away. I also feel like in the sense of like low-key a little bit with like messaging, in the sense of like in a relationship, obviously we spoke about this in the past, like you kind of expect certain things. I don't expect that same level as I would in a relationship. I can expect
Yeah,
more from a partner than I would a friendship. But if you're as a friend, if you're leaving me undelivered for like a week
no.
consistently, that's going to
Consider
annoy me.
yourself removed.
Exactly. No one is not on their phone for a week. That is absolute lies.
I think out of everyone, I think I literally leave people undelivered for like 20 minutes
Yeah.
before I reply, unless I'm asleep.
Yeah.
I literally respond to people. But it's one of them like not in a rude way, but I'll half swipe it and have a look. If it's something that needs an urgent answer, then I'll answer it.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
if it's something I can come back to in like 20 minutes, then I'll do if I'm mid doing something, I'll just check to make sure everything's okay.
Mm.
And if it's something like really like, oh my god, did you see this video? I'll be like, right, well, I'll look at that in like 20 minutes
Yeah,
when
no,
I'm not got my
exactly.
hands full. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's just a case of like respecting people's time
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like for me, that's a huge thing. Like, or like, have you ever been in a situation where, and it absolutely bores my piss? I used to have this friend, right, who would be like, oh, well, I can meet, but I've got to be done by 4 because I've got like to go and meet someone else, or I've got to be done by 5. I don't like that. I don't want a time frame on when I'm meeting you.
Yeah,
Like,
like
don't do
if you're
that.
planning to do something, don't make double plans
Yeah,
because then it's like you're just fitting me in to that tiny little schedule of yours. And I'm
yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
clearly all that not important.
Exactly. Like one situation, I had a friend and we went to Manny for the weekend, right? And literally, like, no word of a lie. She was like, yeah, like I can come, but I need to be back by 6. I need to be back by 6. And I was like, yeah, but we're not ready. And she like rushed us. And I was like, do you know what? Like, I don't want to do motors with you anymore because you don't respect my time or any other of our friends.
Yeah.
Like,
You
honestly,
can
go away.
guarantee say if we made plans to do something on like a Saturday,
Yeah.
when I put it in on my time tree app, I block out the whole day. I'm like, I'm
That's a
not
blocked
doing
out
it.
day.
So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, 11 till 3. I'm not because what's the point? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, if we're gonna do something, I will leave that whole I won't make second plans with
Oh,
somebody else.
yeah.
Even if in the evening, like I know I'm home, I'm like, no, I need time to like debrief myself. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
go back down to earth a little bit. I
Mm.
can't do 2 lots of I think I've been knackered.
Nah. Like, I
That's too much social
understand.
interaction for me.
Yeah, the battery runs after a while. Like, I think it depends. Like, say for example, like, say if you said to me, "Oh, should we go?" Like, I don't know. town to go shopping or something like that. Oh, but like I have got a meal at like 7. That's literally fine. Like I understand that. But you know when you feel like you meet someone and they cut it short to go meet someone else, and I'm like, well, you're not respecting my time at all. Like I feel like plans is like a boundary that I will cross.
Or that, and they're there, but they're not there. Like the
Thank
lights are
you.
on, but nobody's home. And I'm thinking, I've took time out of my day to do something with you, and you're not even like you're physically here, but mentally you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if you've got problems, just lay it on me. Tell me what's wrong. But if it's because you're worried about you've got to go because you're thinking, oh, I need to get home now because I need to meet so and so. I'm thinking,
just go away.
Just don't even come. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, if you've got other plans that are so important, do not bother coming.
Yeah.
So I'm not cutting my time short just because you need to be somewhere else.
100%.
But find your own flipping way home.
There you go. Walk it.
I think another one for me is, which feels like the complete opposite of what we've just said, but is that like sometimes I do need breaks from people. Like
100%.
I feel like I'll have a massive social interaction with someone, and then I feel like I need a week to just just like decompress a little bit. And I think it annoys me when someone is like, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to do?" And I'm thinking, "You've just seen me yesterday. Like you don't need to see me every single day."
Yeah.
And I think that's somewhere where that's a boundary for me. Like I can't be doing this where like because I'm someone, as much as I love going out and doing random little things, I actually enjoy being in my own bed, not having to do anything in the evening, just sitting, catching up on all my shows. I love doing that, like shower, bed, new bedding.
That
sign my life
that's adulting at its finest. That is honestly.
But that's where I'm like, you know what? No, like I see people who are like out with the set like set every single day, and I'm thinking, how do you not run out of things to talk about?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't see all of like our group. I could not see you all every day because I'd have nothing.
I'd kill you.
We'd be sat there in silence.
I'd actually kill you.
We'd all get on everyone's nerves.
Yeah.
And then it leaves that like mystery out of it because we all know what everyone's done if we're constantly on each other about it. Like obviously we see each other like regularly once a week. Sometimes we'll see each other in and out of the week.
Yeah, of course.
But when obviously it means we have so much to fill each other in on, like it gives you a bit of like, oh yeah, let's have a chat about this.
It's something more looking forward to.
Yeah.
And to be fair with us, there's something that's going to happen between the next time we see each other.
Exactly.
Filling, you know.
We have very dramatic lives.
100%.
Josh in particular.
I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, wow. I think it's come to our song of the episode.
Do you know what you want?
I think I do. I think talking about. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I've got a song you're not gonna like.
On brand with talking about friendships that could be ruined, I'm gonna do Ruin the Friendship by Taylor Swift.
And I'm gonna go Holiday by KSI.
Oh, you know I hate that song.
You know what though? I'm really thinking I haven't already said that one. I don't think I have.
No, because I would have brought it up.
But I love it. I love the sidemen. Harry in particular. Here's to good trips, good friends, and good boundaries. Until next time.
Bye.